Welcome to Video Culinary. I am Daniela. Today my dad Leon and my grandma Emma are going to make a Russian-style Napoleon cake. Make the quick puff pastry. Place 2 eggs in a measuring cup. Add 1 teaspoon of salt and 1.5 tablespoons of vinegar. Add approximately 220 milliliters of ice-cold water and mix well. In total, we should have 375 milliliters of liquid. Place in the fridge. Sift 750 grams of flour onto the table. Grate 600 grams of frozen butter into the flour, mixing the butter with the flour frequently. Make a well, pour in the liquid, and mix. Don't knead the dough. Fold it onto itself. Lift the sides and fold towards the middle, creating layers. Gather any pieces of dough left on the table and add them to the dough. Shape into a rectangular. Wrap in plastic wrap or place in a plastic bag and refrigerate for at least 2 hours. It is best to refrigerate the dough for 10 to 12 hours before using. Make the pastry cream. Combine a liter of milk and 300 grams of sugar in a saucepot. Place over medium heat and stir until the sugar dissolves. Bring to simmer. In the meantime, mix 4 eggs with 120 grams of flour or cornstarch and mix. Gradually, add the hot milk into the egg mixture, stirring constantly. Return the mixture to the saucepan and continue cooking the cream, whisking constantly until thick. Remove from the heat. Add 20 grams of butter and stir until melted. Transfer to a bowl, cover with plastic wrap directly on the surface of the pastry cream to prevent a crust from forming, and cool completely. Remove the dough from the fridge. Divide into 3 parts, 2 equal pieces and a smaller piece. We are going to bake 2 layers in a 60 by 40 centimeter baking tray and divide each layer in half. The smaller piece of dough will be used as crumbs for decoration. Dust your work surface and your rolling pin with flour. Roll one piece of dough into a 3 mm thick rectangle that fits your baking tray. If the size of your baking tray is 30 by 40, then bake 4 layers accordingly. Wipe the baking tray with a damp cloth and use your rolling pin to transfer the dough to the pan. Trim the edges. Add the dough trimmings to the smaller piece of dough. Make small incisions using a knife and bake in a preheated oven at 200 to 220 degrees Celsius for about 20 minutes. To test for doneness, insert a spatula under the edge of the dough. Lift gently. If the dough stays flat across the bottom and doesn't bend or break in the middle, then it's ready to come out of the oven. Remove from the oven and cool. Repeat with the second piece of puff pastry. Bake the third piece of puff pastry for a longer time. We want it to be completely dry and easy to crumble. Make the custard buttercream. Place 300 grams of soft butter in a bowl of a stand mixer. Whip until fluffy and light. Gradually, add the custard into the butter, a tablespoon at a time. Add 10 grams of vanilla sugar or a few drops of vanilla extract, and continue whipping until light and fluffy, scraping the sides of the bowl once or twice. Assemble the cake. Cut each crust in half to get 4 layers of 30 by 40 centimeters. Spread 1/4 of the cream over the first cake layer. Place a second cake layer on top, flat side facing up. Press gently, spread the cream evenly, and continue layering. Place the final layer on top, flat side facing up, and cover the top and sides with the remaining buttercream. Crumble the smaller sheet of puff pastry into crumbs and mix with 1 tablespoon of vanilla powdered sugar. You can use store-bought powdered sugar or make it yourself. Visit our website VideoCulinary.com to find a vanilla powdered sugar recipe. Sprinkle over the top and sides of the cake. Sprinkle more powdered sugar on top of the cake. Transfer to a serving plate, or cut into pieces and serve as individual slices. It's best to use a serrated knife to cut Napoleon cake. Place in the fridge and remove an hour before serving. Please visit our website VideoCulinary.com to find Grandma Emma cake, a simple layer cake filled with cheesecake frosting and decorated with fresh fruit. A white and dark chocolate mousse cake. Puff pastry apple roses. A rose bouquet cake and other recipes. Thank you so much for joining us today. See you next time.